Situation in Kerala remains grim despite massive relief and rescue operations continuing in affected districts. The continuous downpour is not only hampering the rescue operations but also posing fresh threats. Remember, the red alert in 13 of the 14 inundated districts has been removed, but fresh rains in the forests of Pathanamthitta, which is the catchment area of Pamba and Kaki reservoirs, has now pushed the authorities to announce of a yellow alert in 3 districts, Idukki, Kozhikode and Kannur. The water level in the 2 reservoirs has begun to increase again. Sources in the government say that it may be inevitable to release the water from the dams, and if the water is released, Chenganur, Rani and Tiruvalla, where water level has just started to recede, may face floods again, in fact.
Worst floods in 100 years in Kerala leaves over 350 dead. Lakhs homeless shifted to relief camps. And India unites to help those in need. And after weeks of devastating rains, there's finally some respite for God's own country. The Met Department has withdrawn red and orange alerts from all districts. Yellow alert, however, is in place in Idukki, Kozhikode and Kannur.
As of today, there has been heavy rainfall only in one district in the past 24 hours. And we are expecting that this decreasing trend in rainfall activity over Kerala will continue for next 5 days. And for the next 24 hours, we are expecting heavy rainfall only in 3 districts, namely Kozhikode, Kannur and Idukki districts.
The water level at the Kochi International Airport has also receded. This after flight operations had been stalled due to massive waterlogging.
On the 15th of August, when India Today visited the airport, the water levels were up to 8 feet high. Walls, in fact, had broken in places, and then the authorities used that to drain the water out. But as you can see, there's still water inside, but it is not as bad as it was. The water is being drained out. The airport remains shut.
Relief and rescue work have now taken center stage. India Today visited flood-affected areas and took stock of the intensive relief work. And it's not just government agencies that are at work. Common Indians have also joined hands in this hour of need. Veterinary hospitals have been turned into relief camps, and the Sikh community is also serving food to flood victims.
58 of our NDRF teams are deployed across 8 districts of the state over there. They are having 207 boats. Apart from that, they are equipped with life jackets, life buoys, raincoats, etc.
Kochi's Rajiv Gandhi Indoor Stadium has been turned into a relief camp with volunteers from a Facebook group, Anbodu Kochi, helping those affected.
Whatever perishable goods come first, we try to pack them and sort them and send it out fast. So we have a group of kids doing only that, so that is like a process and it happens round the clock.
In Kochi, a naval team saved a pregnant woman. Similarly, a child in Varkala was rescued by an IAF chopper. In Thrissur, flood water has receded and long queues were seen outside fuel stations.
After 3 days, in fact, people are getting the supplies as far as the diesel and petrol is concerned. And you know, as far as you can see, there are only people standing here, not only in their vehicles, but also coming in and trying to get a few liters of diesel and petrol, you know, in these cans as well. Let me also very quickly show you the long queue of the vehicles. It just, from here, if you keep looking at it, it just doesn't end.
Rains may have stopped, but the situation in most parts of the state remains grim.
Even after days that the rains have stopped in Alleppey district, you can see how the water has not receded yet. We are in the interior district of Alleppey here. It's still 1.5 feet of water on the main roads. Many people have locked up their houses and gone back to the relief camps for weeks now. It seems like it'll take few more days for the rains to, for the water to recede.
But in a big respite, the meteorological department has predicted that there will be a decrease in rainfall in the next 5 days. With Shalini Lobo, Gopi Krishnan Unithan, Ankit Tyagi and Nagarjun Dwarkanath, Bureau Report, India Today.
And my colleague Gopi Krishnan Unithan joins me live from Adur in Kerala. Gopi, very good morning. Now, there is fresh trouble with these two reservoirs of Pamba and Kaki, the water level increasing over there. And the government also saying that they might have to now release the water again, which might risk fresh flooding.
Well, indeed, Griha, that is what we are getting to understand, because there was a slight respite for the people after the rain stopped over the last couple of days. Even today morning, you can see it's bright and shiny morning here in Adur, which is very close to the Chenganur and Ramni region. But unfortunately, late yesterday night, we was getting this information that there was torrential rain in the catchment areas and the forest divisions of Pathanamthitta, which will actually flow in more water towards the Kaki and Pamba reservoir. Now, what we have already seen what happens when the Kaki and Pamba reservoir is opened, because many of the low-lying areas and the cities, basically smaller towns, down towards the western side will be completely submerged, and that is what has actually happened with Chenganur, Aranmula, Kodancheri, Ramni, Pandalam. And most of those areas were completely underwater for 4 days, and even our team took actually 4 days to cross that area for that road to be completely open. So that was the kind of situation when the dam was open. Now there is already water logging in many of the areas. If in this situation the water level continues to rise in the reservoir, and if there is water being released, then it might actually lead to more calamities, what we are understanding. Also, we must note that there are many people who are still not cooperating with the evacuation and relief operations, because yesterday we were actually trying to go into these remote areas with the NDRF and the army teams. Most of these people are telling we are safe in the first floor, we are safe in the second floor, water anyway will not be coming up to this height, so we will continue to be here, you better just bring us some water or food. Now this is actually a huge difficulty for the relief teams, because the relief teams' first priority is to provide the security to the life of the people who are stranded, and their priority is actually to evacuate as many people as they can. And if they are not in a situation to evacuate, it becomes a real difficult challenge for them, because every day they will have to go deep into these areas to try and spot out these people and give them food and water, and to ensure that they are safe there in their own homes. So that is one challenge the rescue teams are facing, and it will also take the whole situation to another level, where the relief and rescue operations will have to continue for another 1 week or until the water is completely drained off from these areas.
Right, Gopi, or in fact stay on with me now. The Kochi Naval Base has been thrown open for commercial flight operating this morning, bringing a huge relief to people awaiting resumption of air services from Kochi. The first flight from Bengaluru has already landed at the Naval Base. The main Kochi International Airport has been rendered non-functional from August 15th due to flooding and torrential rains, and would remain closed till August 26th. As a result, both domestic and international flights to Kochi are being diverted to other destinations such as Trivandrum and Calicut. The Civil Aviation Minister Suresh Prabhu made the announcement yesterday. All logistic arrangements for this have been put in place.
The first Air India flight has landed from Bengaluru, and you can see passengers are getting off here. This is INS Garuda, the Naval Air Base. This is the facility that the Air Base has, the Navy Air Base has provided for passengers. It was the old Kochi Airport, and now it's been opened for domestic flights at this type of need. Passengers getting out right now. Sir, if you can tell us what are this is quite historic. This is the first time that it's being opened for domestic flights. So can you tell us what were the necessary provisions that you'll put in?
So we have a very functional naval air station here. The ATC services are the same, the runway is the same, and we've utilized it for naval flying till today. This is a building that we've created into a new terminal. It's actually a training establishment called the School for Naval Airmen. We have converted this into a terminal so that we can carry out operations for civil flights as well. That has taken some bit of work. We've converted our classrooms into various facilities that are required for security, for baggage handling. We've converted some of our examination halls into waiting stations for personnel. And so, essentially what we've done is in the last 48 hours, we've transformed what has been essentially a training establishment into a full-fledged terminal to handle cargo as well as passengers.
Well, you can see passengers are getting off there, so that's where they'll exit from. 2 temporary check-in counters have been made to facilitate this as a domestic airport. As well, apart from this, they don't have a baggage carousel. So what they've done is they're spreading out the luggage as well, so that passengers can go and claim their luggage. This is the, the kind of arrangements that they have made at the naval base in Kochi to facilitate movement, air traffic inside Kochi and outside Kochi to Bangalore, Coimbatore, and connect Bengaluru and Coimbatore as well. With video journalist Divyan Rajkumar, this is Shalini Lobo at the Naval Base, INS Garuda for India Today.
And my colleague Shalini Lobo now joins me live for more update on that story. Shalini, very good morning. As you were in fact mentioning in your report there, it is a very, very historical significance that this thing where the airbase has been opened for domestic flights. First of all, tell me essentially how many flights are going to be functional from there at the moment before the Kochi airport actually opens on 26th of August.
As you can see behind me, there's one flight. This is the first flight that's going to be taking off from the INS Garuda.
Seem to have lost that audio link with Shalini. We'll try and reconnect with Shalini as soon as we can. So meanwhile, this is what we have right now. Have Shalini back on with us. Shalini, please carry on.
Yes, it's been 18 years since this is the first takeoff, since 18 years of a domestic flight. Now, there's been a lot of air traffic in this area, which the naval base is operating. Around 25 trips by helicopters in a day. You'll see 4-5 helicopters landing at each point in time. Right now, there are 3 where I'm standing. Also, this Air India flight that can seat around 72 people. Now, there are 3 flights that are going to be departing from Kochi, 2 to Bengaluru and 1 to Coimbatore. There are flights coming in from Bengaluru and Coimbatore as well, and provisions made for 2 connecting flights from Bengaluru to Coimbatore. These are for people who have been, completely cut off. When we were talking to people, we were talking to employees who have come here for vacations, but then they couldn't leave because Kerala was completely cut off in terms of, buses, trains and flights as well. Today, right behind me, you see the first flight that
with Shalini, we'll try and reconnect, all right. Now, as rescue operations are underway in flood-hit Kerala, a brave effort by a Coast Guard saved the life of women and her toddler. The incident occurred at Chenganur in Pathamtita, where a child was safely evacuated from the first floor of a building. Sources told India Today that the child suffered from high fever. He was immediately airlifted and shifted to a nearby school where the government had established a relief camp. On Sunday, the Coast Guard airdropped medicine and ready-to-eat packages for 2,000 personnel in the University College in Aloba. At a time when Kerala is in desperate need of help, a local fisherman's humble act has won several hearts. The fisherman, Jessel, hunched on a flooded road to help elderly women step into an NDRF inflatable boat, winning applause across the country. He stepped in to help the NDRF team and rescue 3 stranded women, one with an infant, in Muthalman. Now, his video has been widely circulated on social media, throwing light on the efforts made by local residents to help the flood-affected people. Not only Jessel, but hundreds of such unsung heroes are out in the neck-deep roads to assist the NDRF. Thousands of fishermen of the state have been offered their engined boats and catamarans to ensure the safety of fellow residents.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.